What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, it seems like undefeated two-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is currently now the WBC junior lightweight world champion after he brutally knocked out reigning WBC junior lightweight world champion Mexican superstar boxer Miguel Berchelt, that being Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez is now 29-0, 23 wins by way of knockout. He was a huge underdog against Miguel Berchelt. Most people, most boxing pundits, most fans, they picked Miguel Berchelt to win this fight. Seeing as though Oscar Valdez, he came up from featherweight. He was a 126-pound WBO world champion, superstar boxer, and he was challenging the bigger guy. Miguel Berchelt is seen as a big junior lightweight. With that said, Oscar Valdez, as soon as he won that belt in dramatic fashion, he became immediately the hunted. And you have undefeated two-division world champion who is currently simultaneously the WBA 130-pound, 135-pound world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, and you also have former WBO featherweight 126-pound world champion who is now 130-pound title contender superstar boxer Shakur Stevenson vying for that position to fight Oscar Valdez for that WBC title. With that said, it would be a unification bout for Gervonta Tank Davis, and for Shakur Stevenson, he is the #1 challenger for the WBC ranking system, which is the newly crowned champion Oscar Valdez's belt. With that said, they're both vying to get the opportunity to fight Oscar Valdez. Shakur Stevenson has been looking to secure a fight with Oscar Valdez before he became the 126-pound featherweight world champion, because Oscar Valdez, he held that belt, and Shakur Stevenson was in position. He was the mandatory challenger, and Oscar Valdez, he vacated the belt, and then he moved up to 130. Shakur Stevenson obviously fought for the belt, and now he was the WBO featherweight world champion, right? So with that said, Shakur Stevenson, this is a fight he's been trying to secure for quite some time, right? And this represents a huge, massive showdown, right? Oscar Valdez truly put himself on the map with that victory over Miguel Berchelt, because, like I stated, he was the underdog in the equation. So, then the fact that he did it in devastating fashion, he beat him in devastating fashion. If anybody was to be knocked out, everybody expected it to be Miguel Berchelt knocking out Oscar Valdez. Nobody expected it to be the other way around, but it was, right? So with that said, Shakur Stevenson, he wants this opportunity. Gervonta Tank Davis, Oscar Valdez, they were going back and forth via social media, and Gervonta Tank Davis, he told Oscar Valdez, "I'll tuck you in," meaning that I'll knock you out and put you to sleep. Shakur Stevenson, he then responded to Gervonta Tank Davis, and he said, ease up, be light. That's my opportunity, right? So he's vying for that position. So he's telling, Gervonta Tank Davis to pull back, because, that's his position. He's going to get that fight next, right? So they're both going to campaign to get the opportunity to fight Oscar Valdez. Shakur Stevenson, 15-0, 8 wins by way of knockout. He stands at 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. He's 23 years of age, okay? Shakur Stevenson is also the WBO mandatory challenger for the Jamel Herring-Carl Frampton showdown, in which Jamel Herring is the WBO junior lightweight world champion, and Carl Frampton is looking to lift the belt off of him. And so he's also the mandatory challenger for that position. So it's up to Shakur Stevenson if he wants to, relinquish his position with the WBO and go after the fight with Oscar Valdez. As like I stated, he is the #1 challenger for the WBC ranking system as well. Okay, Gervonta Tank Davis, 24-0, 23 wins by way of knockout. He's 26 years of age, stands at 5'5.5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Last time we saw him in the ring was Halloween, when he brutally knocked out 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz. Okay, so Gervonta Tank Davis, he announced on his via social media, that his next fight won't be at 130, it won't be at 135. So it leaves everybody wondering, is it going to be at 126? There's a lot of talk. It could possibly be at 126 against the longest reigning champion in the sport of boxing, Mr. Gary Russell Jr., who's the WBC featherweight world champion. Or there's a lot of speculation he could possibly go up to 140, the junior welterweight limit, and challenge Mario Barrios, who is the WBA regular champion at 140, right? So there's a lot of possibilities for Gervonta Tank Davis. The sky's the limit. He has just about every opportunity he so chooses. It's up to him, because he is the cash cow, right? He's the A side in whatever equation you put him in at 140 and below. So with that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, it's up to him what direction he goes in. And if Floyd Mayweather, who is the promoter of Gervonta Tank Davis, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, the founder, if he could work with legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum, who promotes Oscar Valdez, okay? He's promoted every single fight for Oscar Valdez. So, it's a huge fight for whoever fights. If Gervonta Tank Davis gets the Oscar Valdez fight, it's a unification bout, okay? So Oscar Valdez, has a lot on the line if he chooses to go the route of fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, because Gervonta Tank Davis is the WBA champion, Oscar Valdez the WBC champion, so it's a unification bout. If he fights Shakur Stevenson, it's an in-house fight. They both signed with Top Rank and Bob Arum with ESPN, so it's an easier fight to make. But Shakur Stevenson doesn't have a belt right now, so it's simply, for bragging rights, right? It's a huge fight for Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. But I believe Oscar Valdez versus Gervonta Tank Davis is a bigger fight for Oscar Valdez. But now if Shakur Stevenson is to defeat Carl Frampton Jamel Herring winner for that WBO belt, now it's a unification bout. Also the IBF belt is vacant due to the fact that Joseph Jojo Diaz, he lost the belts on the scale in his last fight. He missed weight, and the fight ended in a draw. So that belt is also vacant. So there's a lot of different avenues. We know Tevin Farmer is looking to regain the IBF strap, so that's a possibility. Maybe he gets back in the mix, picks up the IBF belt, and gets back in the mix. So there's a lot of different scenarios that Oscar Valdez can go. But Bob Arum, he stated that if Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez are on the same accord and they want this fight, he'll gladly make the fight happen. It's up to them if they want to make it happen or not, okay? And Shakur Stevenson, he recently put on social media, he stated that, that WBC belt is looking mighty, mighty good by the hour, by the day, right? So he's trying to decide if he wants to go the route of waiting for Jamel Herring Carl Frampton fight. They fight March 27th in Dubai. He's looking for the winner of that fight. Or is he looking to seek out a fight with Oscar Valdez? The fight with Oscar Valdez could easily, obviously happen earlier than, the Jamel Herring Carl Frampton fight, because they're not fighting for another month, okay? And so that means the winner of that fight is not going to be ready for at least 2 to 3 months after that. So you say they're not going to be ready until July, okay? So is Shakur Stevenson willing to wait? Oscar Valdez, he could be ready in 2 months, in 3 months, right? Where they're going to take, it's going to be a total of 4 months, 5 months for the winner of that fight before Shakur Stevenson gets back in the ring. So, and it's up to Oscar Valdez as well, how long he wants to, how quickly he wants to have, this turnaround, okay? Is he willing to have, a quick turnaround? He didn't take much punishment, if any, at all against Miguel Berchelt. The last time we saw Shakur Stevenson in the ring was December 12th when he took on Toka Khan Clary. He won a unanimous decision victory. He took no punishment in that fight. And like I said, to many people's surprise, Oscar Valdez, he didn't take no punishment against Miguel Berchelt. He just dished it out. So, is he willing, to have a quick turnaround in a big fight? Bob Arum stated that Top Rank is no longer going to put on fights in the bubble. They're now going to take their act on the road, take the show on the road. So their next fight, April 24th, is going to have, a feature of, you're going to have Desmond Nichols, Damon Nichols versus, Edgar Berlanga. Right. Damon Nichols versus Edgar Berlanga. That's going to be, April 24th in Miami. And he says they're going to definitely look to have fights in Texas, in places where they can have, they have limited capacity, but they have fans in attendance because he's not willing to lose any more revenue. But he stated that this fight between Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson is a major pay-per-view event. So I'm sure Bob Arum would definitely want to wait until at least June because he's expecting things to start to ease up. And he stated that he spoke with the mayor of Nevada, and they stated that in May, June, they'll have, maybe 60 to 70% capacity back in attendance at live sporting events. He doesn't want to miss out on that revenue. Not to mention, he says that Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez is a huge pay-per-view event. So both are going to have to wait, until at least June. So we got to see how this unfolds. Personally, I believe that Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson both beat Oscar Valdez. I believe that, their skill set, matches up very well with Oscar Valdez. I believe he makes a lot of mistakes on the defensive end. Now, to my surprise, he didn't do so much against Miguel BERCHELT, but the little bit of times he did make those mistakes, Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, they're going to capitalize on it. It's going to be a completely different fight. But it will definitely be exciting because he definitely has an opportunity to win those fights as well, because he showed us that he could be very versatile as well. And since he's been with Canelo Alvarez trainer Eddie Reynoso, he's shown leaps and bounds improvements since linking up and coming together with Eddie Reynoso. So definitely they're going to have a game plan, and I can't wait to see. It's very exciting to see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. It's the race to Oscar Valdez. Who gets there first? Gervonta Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.